everyone, and welcome to You Can Do It Too, a podcast highlighting regular folks who followed their dreams and made it happen. I'm Joan Hutchinson, your restaurant maven. I've been described as a risk taker, though I never thought of myself that way. My mom always told me I could do or be whatever I wanted as long as I set my mind to it, and I believed her. I was an actor performing in theater in Orange and LA County, California, as well as music videos, commercials, and independent films. I also did stand-up in bars and clubs. Absolutely loved that. Afterwards, I ran a successful catering company that led to owning and operating a top 10 Orange County restaurant and catering venue. All this prior to earning a bachelor's degree in business management and marketing. You know what I learned by going to school after all of that? You don't need a degree to accomplish your dreams. You need drive, passion, and a belief in yourself. You also need some caring folks who support you and believe in you. I didn't need a formula to tell me how to properly staff for a week. I needed common sense and a deep care for creating outstanding dining experiences for my guests. Since then, I've gone on to work in country clubs, casinos, a culinary school, and now hotels. I've been coaching and consulting with salespeople and small business owners for the last few years and blogging with business advice. I just wanted to do more, to share more, to reach more of you. I decided to talk with folks I admire. Lots of amazing 30-somethings, even some remarkable 20-somethings, and of course, more seasoned folks who kick ass at what they do, to show you that you can do it too. I love that music. What can I say? All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. And thank you, Rachael O'Neill with 2nd Street Hooligans. Welcome. Yay. I'll give you a little intro. In 2016, Nick and Rachael O'Neill began adopting farm animals in need of a loving forever home. By 2018, they established 2nd Street Hooligans as a registered 501c3 nonprofit animal rescue. Their mission is to advocate for the humane treatment of all animals through education and by inspiring a cruelty-free lifestyle. By fostering compassion, they seek to make the world a brighter place for all beings. Today, they care for over 50 animals and have a dedicated volunteer team that helps with weekly chores. The organization continues to grow, along with support from donors and social media supporters who make their work possible. Welcome, Rachael.
Thank you. Thank you so
Wow.
much for having me.
You inspire me because you've taken on this cause. It's such hard work, takes so much time and energy and dedication, and you don't even get paid to do it.
That is all true.
Wow. Can you tell me a bit about how you got started?
Yeah, so, it's funny because I really started by accident. So, my husband, Nick, and I were looking to move somewhere where we had more land because we wanted to, like you said, rescue farm animals who needed homes. We had recently, started becoming aware of other animal sanctuaries throughout the country and just seeing the amazing things they were doing. And we were like, oh, that would just be cool to rescue, like a pig that needs a home or a goat that needs a home, just as like our pets, basically. And so we moved out to Norco, a small equestrian town.
As a pet.
Yeah, a pig is a pet. And so we found somewhere that we could live where we're still around our family, but we could have these types of animals. And so we started, before we even had closed escrow, we had like adopted this pig. We're like, oh, we're gonna be moving and we're gonna, take in this stray pig. So we already had 2 pigs before we even moved. And so I just started, there's so many animals in need, so many farm animals, especially because not many people can take them in or have space for them. And really it sort of started because of the response we were getting from our friends and our family, just really telling us, this is so amazing what you guys are doing. You could really do something with this. Why don't you start a sanctuary or start a rescue? And so I love that that is the name of your show, because that's really what it was. It was like, well, why not us? Why can't we do it too? All these other places have these amazing, animal rescues and sanctuaries, and we're already doing it. We're
Right.
already doing it on our own. So let's just make it official. And so that's what we did, and that's how it came to be.
Wow. So you were a city girl, right?
Suburb girl. I
Uh-huh.
wasn't a country girl. I never, I lived in just Orange County suburbs, and I always loved animals, but it was like dogs and cats, and I liked wild animals that I would see. My family, we went camping a lot. We did a lot of outdoor stuff, so I definitely had an appreciation for animals and nature, but I'm not like a country
Right.
person.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you first took in pigs?
Yes, we had heard about they were stray potbelly pigs that had found themselves in the shelters. Um, and so we agreed to adopt them. We also had goats really pretty much immediately after we moved, a couple of goats, baby goats, and it just continued. Actually, we moved from Long Beach with chickens. So those were the first non-traditional pets. We had chickens when we lived in Long Beach, California, brought those with us, and then just started expanding.
How do the animals come to you? Peop, how do they find you?
Yeah, in the beginning, it was more so us seeking them out. So let's see if there's any pigs that need adopting. There's petfinder.com. You can find all kinds of animals, goats, pigs, all kinds of stuff. So it was in the beginning, some of them came to us that way. We were seeking them out. But pretty quickly, once people hear, oh, you'll take chickens, you'll take ducks, you'll take goats, you're just getting contacted constantly. So a good number of the animals come to us as what we call like owner surrenders. Their owners can't keep them anymore for whatever reason, and so we agree to take over their care. We have a good number of animals that come out of laboratory testing, like medical testing. So we have 2 pigs, like 8 rabbits. We've had more rabbits over the past that have come out of animal testing. Um, we've fostered goats that have come out of animal testing for another organization. So that's place that another way that we get animals. And strays at the shelter, people will contact us and ask if we have room, if we can take this or this animal. So a variety, a variety of ways.
So people get to
It
know.
never ends, honestly. There's
Yeah.
so many animals and so many requests for, animals needing homes that
Do you have a limit of how many you can take?
well, yes. Financially, there's a limit to what we can take on and the time we have to care for them. But, where we live in Norco, there are some regulations. It's more for commercial, like breeding operations. There's sort of more strict limits. Like I said, it's an equestrian town here, so almost all of the homes are zoned for at least horses, and not everyone has horses, but they may have other animals, chickens, goats, pigs. So um, there's not a ton of restrictions, but there are some, county and you know residential regulations. But
I
for
have an
us, the
animal
bigger,
who is stepping in
yeah,
as we
yeah,
speak.
she was like, "This is my person. I'm gonna." But the bigger challenge for us is can we take them on financially? Can we take them on? Do we have enough time, resources? Do we have a proper setup? Are we knowledgeable enough to take on this animal? So there's a lot of other factors that we take into account too.
When you started, did you know anyone who operated a nonprofit or had an animal shelter? Did you know anyone personally?
No, not personally. No one that we could reach out to and ask, hey, tell me about this. How did you do this? We've heard of people, oh yeah, my friend has a cat rescue nonprofit. And like I said, we had come to know about some, bigger animal sanctuaries, mostly in New Jersey area, and we just followed them on social media. We did not know them. We did not speak with them or anything, but
Right.
social media is cool because you can learn a lot from, just watching people do what they do, and some of
Thank
these animal
goodness for YouTube.
yeah,
It
are
helps me
very
put together a
open.
lot of things.
Yeah, exactly. But no, we didn't know anyone, and it was sort of like you talk a lot in your intro too about just having that support system, and that was really huge for us. Having people who were like, I'll help you, like we'll help you get started, and like my mom, for example, was a big help, and she's on our board, and so she's worked in the corporate world, and my husband and I, we don't have experience running a business or a nonprofit or anything like that, but she was like, we can figure it out, we can help each other, and we can do it. And so that's what we did.
Love that. So how did you get info on how to start, and how, you just did you reach
we
out eventually to other people, and
How we did a
like
little bit with
what was your
research.
first step, I guess, is what I'm
Yeah, a little
wondering.
bit of research on, how to start a nonprofit. And we quickly realized, okay, we don't have the legal background to like read through all of this stuff. So let's use LegalZoom. So we used LegalZoom. They put all the paperwork together for us. Basically, they're your lawyers who are kind of legally filing everything. So we had to go through and we had to write bylaws, and we had to write out, what's our mission and our vision, and who are our board members, and write out some of the logistics, and then LegalZoom takes it and files it with who they need to file it with, and they make it very easy. And so that was how we were able to do this with no idea what we were doing or, experience. And the template they give you is very helpful, and they're just a very good resource if you have the money to, obviously you're paying for the ease by using LegalZoom. So we were able to utilize that, and it made it very easy. And then mostly it was just a waiting game of waiting to see if we were going to get approval or not.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because that the whole legal thing is, wow, that's a whole show in and of itself, isn't it? Figuring
Yeah,
out
and
that.
yeah, and they will answer questions if things aren't, if things come back, you need to fix things. They are sort of your go-to people. So we used LegalZoom in the beginning, and now we sort of manage, we do our tax filing, and we stay up to date with all of the state and state registries and attorney general and all of that kind of stuff. And it's definitely a learning process when you don't really, you just get a notice in the mail and you got to figure out, oh, what do I do with this? And
Mm-hmm.
Google is really helpful.
Love that.
So,
How about volunteers? I mean, I see on your social media. So, by the way, for everyone who's listening, Second Street Hooligans is the number 2, ndstreethooligans.com, and you can find them on Instagram at Second Street Hooligans Rescue, right, Rachel?
Yes.
So I see on your social media all of your volunteer opportunities, and wow, so you have some people who come back a lot, which is cool.
Yes. So in 2021, we started our volunteer program. We brought a volunteer coordinator onto our board, and her name is Danette, and she has been such a huge help and just a massive resource for us. She, prior to 2021, probably going back to 2018 maybe, she's been volunteering regularly with us. And for the last few years, she comes weekly and volunteers once a week with just our weekly cleaning chores around the sanctuary. And so 2021, we asked her if she would join our board as our volunteer coordinator and get a more robust volunteer program started. And she took off with that, and we have about 9 regular volunteers currently. We've had some who have come, and we ask for a 3-month commitment. So some people, most everyone stays longer than 3 months, but we've had a few people who moved away or left to go back to school. So we've had probably 15 or so regular volunteers come in and out, but we have about 9 currently that come every other week. They, twice a month basically. And that's just been huge for Nick and I. We do sort of day-to-day feeding and vetting stuff and caretaking, and to have just even a couple of days a week of help with the cleaning and the chores has really allowed us to do more. So it's been really helpful.
Yeah. Right, because what time are you getting up in the morning? You got to take care of pigs, and you have other jobs, right?
Yes, Nick has, a full-time corporate job. I am a full-time mom to our 2 young kids, so we're both very busy. And yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot of time that we put into the animals and the rescue on top of the other things that we do, our jobs and our families, kids. But so the volunteers are huge. And aside from our regular, regular volunteers, we do host, like you said, some group volunteer days. If people, they can't commit to, twice a month for 3 months, but they want to come out and they want to spend a couple of hours on a Saturday and help us around the sanctuary and meet the animals. We've hosted, a couple of volunteer days. We've hosted days of service for companies. If your company hosts a day of service, we've had some employees come out and spend their day with us. So those are always a really fun time too. You get more, we're always happy to have people come and see the sanctuary and meet the animals. And of course, we love the extra help, but we just think it's a great way to get them here and connect and meet people, face to face. So much is on social media, but it's nice to have people come.
Right. You talked about education in your mission statement, and I've seen through your postings that you've had like schools and people come to learn about what you do.
Yeah, we early on, probably before we even had our nonprofit status, we had a Girl Scout troop come out, and I'm a registered dietitian, so they came out and we talked with them about the animals, and then I talked to them a little bit about nutrition. That was what their, I think it was like a nutrition badge or something of that nature. So we had an adorable little Girl Scout troop come out. That was very cool. And then we have one of our friends is a teacher down in San Diego County, and she has coordinated two 2 trips with some of her students to come out and learn about the rescue and learn about the animals. And we try anytime we have a volunteer day or we've had a few open houses. We've had one open house. We're having another one in a few weeks, and those are always great educational opportunities to talk about, you know, different aspects of factory farming or just other my face, just different things like animal testing and how to buy cruelty-free products and things like that. So try and use lots of opportunities to educate people. That's definitely an area that we would like to expand on and uh, get more of those educational opportunities to our communities. So
Cool. I have a serious storm happening outside my window.
Ooh.
Some lightning, some serious wind, and the rain is pelting, so I apologize if you're hearing any of that. But at least I got the cat to leave me alone for a little bit.
I thought maybe it was the cat. The cat was playing.
So I like how you include your kids in your social media, and I am assuming since they live with you that they are, well, I see from when they could walk, they're helping you. So they're learning to be little farm hands, right?
Yeah, it works out better when they're younger because they don't realize there's like funner things they can be doing. So as my older son is now 5.5 almost, it's like, I think I'm gonna stay inside while you go through the animals. But it's really I love that they get this experience growing up, and it's been very fun to watch them grow up around the animals, and it's a different kind of childhood than I had, slightly with all these animals.
Well, you are a little tomato grower, vegetable grower, right?
Like I said, we were camping all the time. My dad loved to garden. We loved being outside. So, like not that different, but we had dogs. We didn't have pigs and goats and chickens.
Right, and have to muck out and clean animal areas. You have lots of
Yeah.
You have lots of birds too, right?
A lot of birds, yes. That's the bulk. We have 60 animals currently. We have 20 ducks alone, 10 chickens, 3 turkeys, 2 geese. So a big chunk of that are different birds.
Wow. And, well, I guess you said you Google. Like, how do you learn how to care for all those different animals? It's crazy.
That is definitely a challenge, but it's also cool. I love to learn, and Nick is very, very passionate about the rescue and the animals. He's always, trying to learn, and it's a challenge when you want to help these animals, and you need to figure out, can we give them what they need? Do we have the right setup? And sometimes, you take them in and then you figure out a little bit down the line, oh, okay, well, let's do this differently. So it's also fun to always you're always learning new things, and it's always a new challenge.
It keeps you hopping, right? Keeps you on your toes. So what do you think was the biggest hurdle that you had to overcome?
I think for us, we don't have experience running businesses. So definitely sort of the administrative side of it. Nick is very good with all of the hands-on. He can fix things and build things and get out there and do the nasty, dirty animal poop, throw up stuff, give them shots. It's more, I think the business side of it. So it's a nonprofit, but like Ginny was saying in her podcast as well, it's still a business, and you have to treat it like a business, and you have to know your numbers, and you have to know what's going on within your organization and your business. And so for us, that's definitely the area where it's we don't have as much experience. And so the hurdle for us is, okay, how do we get this running like a business? And we're still working on
that. Well, everything's a learning process. There's every time I do a new episode, I learn something new, right? So some other problem comes up, and then we figure out how to fix it. It's all about pivoting, right? You just said it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I think time, it's not a hurdle, but it's just definitely a big challenge. There's only so much time. So asking for help, like we said, bringing on to net, getting that volunteer program, we can't do it all by ourselves. And so getting over that fear of wanting to relinquish some control, I know that's scary, especially for Nick sometimes. So I think a big hurdle was how do we get more people involved so that we can do everything that we want to do? And so it was really exciting when we got the volunteer program going and got that steady stream of volunteers. That was really an exciting, big moment for us.
Right. Yeah, I like how you said, asking for help. That's always the scary part, I think. Sometimes I had a waiter, a server working for me, and I told him, when you are busy, you need to ask for help. Somebody's standing there not doing anything. You need to say, hey, can you get me 3 glasses of, cab to table 5? And he said, I don't want to look like I can't do it. And I said, that's what makes an outstanding server, is knowing when to ask for help. The best servers know when to ask for help, and they do it because that's what gives outstanding service, right? It's not just in the restaurant, it's in life, right? We need to know how to, it's like you said, having those volunteers allows you the opportunity to do more and to get more of what you need, not just for the Hooligans, but for the O'Neill family too, right?
Yeah. And we like having the volunteers and other people involved because we're here every day and we're doing this work every day. And so sometimes someone comes in and they're like, oh, hey, why do you do this way? Or what's the reason for this? And, sometimes we're like, oh, yeah, we haven't thought about doing it that way. Or that's a good point. We should try this. And so it's also nice to have these people come in, and we have our systems. Nick does all of the chores his way. I do all the chores my way. And then you get volunteers who come in and they figure out their way. And it's also a nice opportunity to kind of learn from others and see how they see it. And we really encourage our volunteers or visitors to ask us questions and, hey, is there anything you see that we can be doing better? And so again, having more people involved and helping and around it's just another opportunity to make things better and learn from other people. So that's really nice.
That's a great attitude. Everyone should do that. Everyone should feel that way, I think,
Yeah, it can be scary. We've seen some, unfortunately, social media, there's the good and there's the bad, and it can be scary to put yourself out there and to open yourself up to people. So far, it's been a great experience for us, and I think having that attitude of being open and letting people know they should feel comfortable coming to us with questions or concerns or curiosity, I think is helpful, but it's been good. We've learned from things from our volunteers or just having people out and talking through things with them. So it's been a good experience, and I think I don't know everything. We don't know everything, so why would we be? Yeah, I think that's the best attitude to
Yeah,
have.
yeah, for sure. So, do you have any advice? Like, what's the best advice you can give someone who's thinking about starting up a nonprofit, maybe not specifically animal rescue, but a nonprofit? Do you have any advice for them?
Yes, definitely reach out to other organizations and see if you can talk with them so you have an idea of what you're getting into. And you know it's nice, like, yeah, why not us, we can do it too, and we did it. Could it have maybe gone smoother if we had talked to some people and gotten some advice, or heard, oh, how did it go for you, or what was your approach, how did you do it? um, I think, again, sort of going back to what I was just saying, it's nice to sort of have that collaboration and just learn from people's experience. So I think, talk with people, learn a little bit about the different ways, because there's always more than one way to do something, and figure out what you think is going to work best for you. And then, yeah, definitely ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
If you have people in your circle that can support you or help you out with things, you don't have to have everything figured out before you get started, because then you'll just never get started. So it's
Mm-hmm.
part
For sure.
do a little bit of research, but also don't paralyze yourself and just kind of dive in.
Yes. Yes, because you can't wait too long, otherwise it'll never get done.
And then you'll just be overwhelmed, and you're like, I can't.
Yes, and sometimes I keep saying, "Oh, I need to learn more first," but that's kind of a form of procrastination, right?
Totally. That's me too.
So Second Street Hooligans is always looking for volunteers, and they accept donations on their website, and that's Second Street. That's the number 2 ND Street Hooligans.com. But you also have a big fundraiser coming up, so please tell us about that.
Yes. So Saturday, November 19th, we're participating in Race for the Rescues. So it's a collaborative fundraising event. It's a 5K race. It's going to be at Griffith Park in Los Angeles, and it's all kinds of different animal organizations within Southern California collaborating on this fundraising. So basically, we have our team, our Second Street Hooligans team, and we are raising money for our team. So you can sign up to run the race, and that goes toward, your registration fee goes toward our goal. You can just donate money if you're not interested in running the race. You can do a virtual 5K. Let's say you live in Wisconsin, you can go and do your own 5K.
Or tell you I did it.
Yeah, exactly. I think they have literally on the website, there's like a couch 5K where you don't actually run. I think you just like act like you're gonna run. I don't know. But the reason that we like this event, we did it back in 2019, and it was our first event we've ever done, and it was really cool to be there. So we physically set up a booth, and we got to meet people and talk with people. That one was in Pasadena, and we have a small social media following, so it was nice to meet new people and introduce people to our organization. We sold some merchandise. We ran the race, and it was really fun. So this year, they didn't hold it the last couple of years because of COVID. So they're back. They're calling it like I forget, the reunion race or something like that, because it's finally back. And so we like it because we want to meet people. We feel like we have a decent social media following in LA, so it would be cool if we could meet some of those people in person and meet new people. So we have a big $10,000 goal. I think we are almost at 8,000 right now, so we're actually doing really well. I'm hoping we can even get past our 10,000.
Yeah.
But that is going to be our biggest fundraiser of the year. So we're 100% donation run. We survive solely on donations. Like you mentioned, people can go to our website, and there's a variety of different ways you can donate to us. PayPal, Venmo, Patreon is sort of like an online community. You can sign up to be a monthly donor through there, and it's sort of like a little community. There's a page, and you get exclusive content, but there's a lot of different ways, and this is a fun way for people to join the race, or share it with whoever you want, and come out in person and hang out with us. We're going to bring an animal. We're not sure who yet, but there will be a hooligan there.
All right. That way people will get to meet the hooligans in person and not just the little O'Neills.
Yeah, not those hooligans.
I usually ask anyone who's listening if they have any questions. If they have any questions for Rachael before we say goodbye to her, please let us know. You can message through Facebook, or if you're on the podcast through Riverside, by all means, type a question in the chat. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you so much for spending some time with me today, Rachael. Thanks for stepping away from the animals.
Yeah, thank you for having me, of course. We're always excited to talk to people about the rescue and try and get more supporters.
Yes. So anyone who's interested in learning a little bit more about Second Street Hooligans, please go to their website. That's www.2ndhooligans.com, and check them out on Instagram at Second Street Hooligans Rescue. Right. I want to thank our producer, Chris Hutchinson, and thank you all so much for tuning in today. Tune in next time, Sunday, October 9th at 6 p.m. Central, when I'll be speaking with Rebecca Baylor. Rebecca has built a career through networking. Rebecca's a recruiter, coach, and serial networker. She currently works as a search strategy coach at Hunt Club, a high-growth recruiting and technology startup that leverages the power of relationships to find the best talent to deliver consistent results at scale. Rebecca believes people are the most valuable asset of any organization. Her experience leading and mentoring teams across a variety of industries, from international consulting, state government, and now a small tech startup, has taught her that the power of human connection is infinite. In her spare time, she finds ways to connect with people in new and interesting ways, running clubs, mentoring groups, and even Bumble BFF. She's always up for a challenge she can tackle with passion, collaboration, and a smile, and I look forward to speaking with her. Why am I doing this podcast? Because it's important to me that you know that we all have it in us to succeed. My guests weren't born into royalty. They're normal people like you and me who saw an opportunity and ran with it. So tune in every other Sunday at 6 p.m. Central for tips, tricks, and just plain old inspiration. And make sure you follow us on Anchor and Spotify for all the episodes. Now, if you're looking for more specific help with your restaurant hospitality business, check out www.yourrestaurantmaven.com. Read my blog, connect with me for coaching and consulting opportunities. Thanks again, Rachael, and good luck to the hooligans.